What's up, my peoples? Yes, sir. Welcome back. It's the Critic Corp. I am Toke, and I'm here to give you guys that review on Blue Beetle. It just dropped in theaters. You know, I had to go see that whole first thing. Um, it was pretty fun. It was a pretty fun film, humorous, pretty dope action scenes. It kind of gave off like, I don't know if you guys seen Mats of Steel, or the movie Star Kid. Kind of gave off those vibes. It was it was kind of kiddish, but at the same time, it had its adult moments and whatnot. Um, it was pretty much about this kid named Jamie. I'm sorry, guys. Jamie Reyes, who's just graduated college, through law and shit, coming back home to his family. They're Mexican, by the way. The whole family's some essays. So they all pulling up together to pick him up in one truck and shit type of deal. They're very family oriented. They showed that most definitely in this movie, which I liked for sure, because that's how it was kind of in the comments. But yeah, this like ancient relic type of alien tech got a hold of him, and pretty much connected himself with Jamie, became one, and gave him all sorts of fucking powers that were just out of this world, like unexpected powers too, like whatever you put your mind to. I like that. Whatever the suit told him, whatever you wish, put your mind to, I can create whatever weapon you want. Like, I am that shit. That was pretty dope. But there's always a villain. And the villain in this one was Victoria Cord, which was trying to get the suit from the beginning, trying to get the scarab. That's what the little alien tech was called. She was trying to, possess it and pretty much unlock all its potential, make like an army of them and shit, for the government, and get some cheddar. She ended up having her little side henchman, which was Black Beetle. They didn't necessarily say, but that was Black Beetle. For you guys that aren't hip, but it was the character's name was Conrad Carapots, and he had a pretty fucked up backstory. She kind of manipulated him and used him to her to do her own personal bidding, and pretty much make him like the first prototype to her image, her vision of the fucking what she wanted the Blue Beetle to be, or to obtain out of the Blue Beetle. And things went south. Obviously, the superhero, the good guy, always for the most part wins. Um, you know, I say good guys finish last and shit, but yeah, Jamie came through, beat his ass, made him come to his senses, and you know, he finally realized his worth and fucking took out Victoria Court for him. You know, you see this movie, when you see this movie, don't try to think, you know, too hard or overstimulate your brain. It's a simple superhero movie. Like I said, it was, you know, fun. Had its action scenes, you know, good for the kids to see too as well. Nothing too extravagant, like adultish wise imagery. So, I believe DC's on a good path. Starting out, especially with this Blue Beetle, it was dope. I really liked it. You know, it was a solid 2 hours. It was some things I questioned about, like why did the fucking suit like give out on him at some points. Like that was pretty questionable. I was like what the fuck's going on? You're supposed to be like a high-tech alien symbiote. Like you're supposed to be like top tier, not needing a reboot and type of shit. What killed me though was fucking how it developed a conscience over the course of the movie. Because in the beginning, you know, it was kind of like on some Venom shit. Kill, kill, kill. And the more and more it became, you know, attached to Jamie, it started to develop, you know, like a conscience and more of human traits and not always be like on a killer instinct type of deal. So that was dope. That was dope, but it killed me kinda because I want to see some people get murdered too. I like that shit. That's what I hated about Venom. They weren't as dark as they should have been with Venom, but we're not gonna talk about that. We're here to talk about DC. Fucking George Lopez was great. He was a fucking clown, bro. His character was fucking dope. Rudy Reyes, his uncle, he was just fucking cracking me up the whole movie, bro. Even the Nana was fucking great. She was she had her big like climax moment at the end, towards the end of the movie, and showed the whole family like another side of her that they never seen. She went back to her revolutionary days, and bro, she started going wild. She started going wild for the hood. That shit was dope. I also didn't like how they talked about kinda Jenny Cord, which is the goddaughter of Victoria Cord, which was like father was like originally in charge of the whole like corporation, which was pretty much ran off of like high tech. It was based off of like high tech shit. Like as far as like, you know, to sell for like to the government, you know, for the government use pretty much. And like they briefly discussed like how Jenny's father, just disappeared. They didn't really get into deep about that, but and how pretty much the company rights ended up going to Victoria Court, which is the the little fucking evil chick that was the villain of this movie. They didn't get into depth about certain things that I wish they would. And I mean, at the end, it was in the post credit they showed fucking at their house, at his old house where she grew up at and shit, where Jenny Court grew up at. How he had this lair, the dad had this little lair, like cave type of deal where he was like the original Blue Beetle before Blue Beetle. And he was like obsessed and fascinated with finding the scarab and, enhancing those features really that he did so much research on. And they showed like a little glimpse of him flashing across the screen on the computer in the old lab of saying, like, I'm alive, who's here? Because in the middle of the movie, they came back there trying to get the suit off of Jamie. Jenny Cord and Rudy Reyes, which is his uncle, tried to go there and find like a way to get the suit, detached from him, but it was already too late. They already became one, and fucking yeah, like he chose whoever the star chooses as their mate is pretty much done dilly with. Like they're with them for life type of deal, and he chose Jamie. So in order, the only other way for that fucking thing to come off of him now is if he dies, if Jamie dies. So, but yeah, so they got to the house, went to the secret cave, like pretty much powered on all his whole cave, the computers, all the tech he had and shit. And like I said, at the end of the post-credit scene, they went back to that and showed the father across the screen saying, hey, this message is for my daughter. I'm still alive. So I kind of think Victoria has something to do with his disappearance, but who knows? Honestly, with her little evil ass, or he may just went on a little crazy ass scavenger hunt trying to find the scarab, and with Victoria again, she had something to do with it, so she ended up leaving his ass and shit like that. Because in the beginning, in the way beginning, first scene, they show Victoria discovering scarab and taking it back with her to the court, to do more further research and shit and unlock it, open it so she can wield it and shit like that. But yeah, man, that's all I pretty much got for this one. You guys should check it out. It was a good film. Like I said, dope, fun, adventurous, humorous, and nothing too really complex about it. It's an origin story about Blue Beetle. So with that being said, stay tuned. I got some anime videos coming soon. Like and subscribe. Support the motherfucking corp. And I will leave it at that. Toodles.